Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah, and today we have a pairing of abnormalities, yin and yang. First up is yin. Yin appears to almost be a half of a yin-yang symbol attached to a broom. Yang happens to be the other half of the yin-yang symbol inside of a contained unit. Razor Blade here has the weapon, the armor, and the gift of this abnormality. When somebody who is 3 all across the board goes into the containment unit, instinct is common, insight is high, repression is common, and attachment is very low. Please contain these 2 pennants in separate rooms. Yin brings chaos to the world and erases the chaos at the same time. The world collapses when the black fish and the white fish meet. If you have yang in your facility, and you proceed to take the abnormality out, over time it will lower the quelth counter of yin until it escapes. When yin escapes, the abnormality on the employee who is walking around with it proceeds to turn into an escaped abnormality yang, while yin escapes the facility as a giant red fish and seeks to meet up with yang. While yang is relatively easy to contain and put back inside the facility, yin is another story. Yin is extremely damaging. It is 0.5 endured to red, immune to black, 1.5 weak to white, and 1 normal to pale. Yang, however, is unspecified all across the board. When the abnormalities meet, they form into a yin and a yang, and a giant dragon proceeds to fly across your facility, letting out and killing everything in its path. After the dragon flies by, they both go back to their containment units. The story of yin. The Black Pennant is darkest color of all, blackest of all the darkness in the world. Employees should not touch or possess the pennant. Merely looking at it makes one's heart dark. It seems that it was originally a circle, however it is separated from the other half. Many called it the pennant of the devil. They said just looking at it makes you endlessly depressed. Employees didn't like being in the same place as it. It was the polar opposite of its other half. They complain, "I wish there was just the white pendant. Its surroundings erode. Those who come near it suffer. It wasn't what it wanted to do. It was happening merely because of the energy it exudes. It wondered, why do I exist? If my very existence itself makes people suffer and depressed, perhaps I should not have been born at all, like they say. Maybe my creator only intended to make the white pendant, and I am nothing but an unintentional result. Then how can the being that is denied be erased from this world?" One day, I heard someone calling me. It is time. It's time for us to reunite. I was leaving the place that I once thought that I will never leave. I found myself swimming away from it. Everything that I passed becomes ruins. Destruction was nothing but an instinct. I could not stop it nor hide it. I could see a white pendant. No, the part of myself that I haven't seen for a long time, swimming towards me. For the first time ever, I felt meaning in my existence. We used to be one. I am. So are you. You are. So I am. We were originally together. It was a fruitless thing to divide us. Now, you become the sky and I become the land. The face of an employee who had cheerful eyes distorted with sadness. The employee who just cried all the time finally stopped. The employee who broke his leg stood on his own legs. The employee who was heading to the lounge bled to death. As the end circles back to the beginning, those who had hope are met with despair. Those who had despair are met with hope. At the end of the beginning, the dragon that has become a great avatar flew through the sky. The abnormality details. When the work result was bad, quelth counter was decreased. Quelth counter decreased when an employee wore 007103 for 30 seconds or more. That is yang. If yin escapes, do not allow it to contact 007103 at all costs. Yang as well. Instinct, insight, and repression are all very low on 1, 2, and common on 3, 4, and 5. attachment is very low all across the board. The weapon is black damage, it is fast attack, and it is medium range. It is a pretty nice weapon and I do use regularly. The armor is red 1.2, white 0.8, and black 0.6 with a pale of 1.5. So really this armor isn't the best in comparison to some of the other WoW armors that you can get, especially nothing compared to the Aleph armor that you get. But it would be pretty helpful compared to some of the hay. The gift is HP minus 10, SP minus 10, movement speed plus 20, attack speed plus 20. When attacked, heals as much as the damage taken by a chance of 8%. So this abnormality with the HP and the SP, it can hurt you, but the positives of it, I feel, outweigh the negatives. And it is a head 2, so it will not replace most of the hats that you get. It has a quill counter escape of 2. It is endured to red at 0.5, immune completely to black, and 1.5 to white damage weak, and normal to pale at 1. Yang's details. Its other half is missing. Yang's wearer grants resistance against white damages. However, when 005-102 was not in the facility, nothing happened. Yin. It decreases the mental damage of the wearer. Because of that, it is called Pennant of Good by the employees. Yang periodically healed the wearer's mental health. Those who come near it wanted its energy. They said it clarifies their minds and gives warmth to their hearts. Also, they feared the Black Pennant. I hope every abnormality is helpful like this one, they said, while sighing. I couldn't understand. It never intended to help others. It was just the way it worked. Caution, do not put Yang's wearer in the containment chambers of 005-102. However, the world was more than warmth and light. The sky exists because the land does. Darkness exists because the light does. Life exists because death does. Hope exists because despair does. Caution, be noted that when 005-102 escapes, Yang also escapes. It is confirmed that the same problem occurs even when an employee is wearing one of them. The black carp swims towards the harmony of the white carp, swims towards the chaos. What will happen when the two carps meet? With this, it is best to just simply leave it alone. This gives you a pretty good source to get instinct and insight as long as you watch the meltdown. And that has been Yin and Yang. Until next time.